What's good, everybody? It's your boy ssjk-dots, the first Black Super Saiyan to arrive on this planet. I'm back here with another video. Alright, so I think Kevin Feige thinks the audience is dumb. Alright, but let's go ahead and get into this. Talk about this news that just came out regarding Marvel Studios' Blade, the movie that has yet to be filmed. Or hell, I don't even think there's no script ready. And this film was announced in 2019. Remember that? 2019, this movie was announced.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Academy Award winner, Mahershala Ali. You did? What is that?
It is currently 2025 right now. Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige says the delay on Blade were a symptom of Marvel's overexpansion. Let's get into this. Despite numerous false starts, Mahershala Ali's debut as Vampire Slayer in Blade is still in the works. Studios chief Kevin Feige confirmed Mahershala Ali is still attached. Feige told a room full of journalists gathered at Marvel Studios on Friday about the project, which would see two-time Oscar winner assume the role originated on screen by Wesley Snipes, who played the part in the late 90s and 2000s as well as in 2024 Deadpool and Wolverine. I am going to say this. It's kind of embarrassing that Wesley Snipes came back as Blade before Mahershala Ali even comes out as Blade. Mind you, we have not seen Wesley Snipes as Blade since Blade Trinity. He wasn't even in that TV series spinoff that was supposed to be a continuation of his Blade, which I thought wasn't good anyways. Who the fuck wants to see Sticky Fingers as Blade? We wanted Wesley Snipes, but you know, stuff came up. But then it's like, that's embarrassing. And Mahershala Ali is an Oscar-winning actor. Meaning, compared to your other actors you probably have, like some of the actors at the MCU that aren't Oscar-winning, you got them getting their projects done. But for Mahershala Ali, who has been proving himself as an actor long before most of these people that you got coming into the MCU, especially the younger people. I'm not saying, but it's like, come on now. You have an Oscar-winning actor and you're wasting his time this much. Like, come on now. That's not even right. You should be treating him with a little bit more respect, making sure you got things in order with his stuff. And he's an Oscar-winning actor. I'm just saying. The obstacle was Ryan Coogler called and said, "We love some costumes for sinners," he joked, referring to costumes created by Ruth E. Carter for an abandoned Blade film that Marvel commissioned and sold back to Carter for Coogler's vampire movie. And we said, "Take him, man. No problem. He's a good friend. Take our costumes. We'll hold off on the movie." So, we'll hold off on the movie. So, yeah, it even got delayed for stuff that was happening with Sinners and stuff. In all seriousness, Feige explained the prolonged delays on Blade were a symptom of Marvel's overexpansion, how the executive characterizes the studio's response to Disney's mandate to produce more content at the onset of the Disney Plus streaming service. Feige hesitated to use a dramatic term like fallout to characterize the resulting situation, but for the very first time ever, quantity trumped quality, he said, echoing similar comments made recently by Disney CEO Bob Iger. That's where we get into the bullshit. I am not saying Riri Williams cannot get a TV show, but the fact that you built up War Machine, who is connected to Iron Man. Ironheart is also supposed to be connected to the Iron Man side of the MCU. I mean, her name's Ironheart. Let's be real. She in the comics, she even has an AI, which is Tony Stark, that she talks to. She's connected to the world of Iron Man. So let's make this clear. You built up Rhodey for the first 10 years, and mind you, poorly, but he was a sidekick for the most part. And the only thing you do with him from phase 4, 5, and 6 after Tony Stark is dead, you only just make him a Skrull. But Riri Williams gets a whole TV show. Why didn't Rhodey get a TV show or a movie? And they introduced Riri Williams in phase 4 in Black Panther 2. And then you still decide to sideline a character you was already building up that was part of the Iron Man side of Marvel, War Machine. But they made sure Falcon was able to become Captain America and at least get a movie. Why the fuck didn't you do that with War Machine? But you skipped War Machine to go to Ironheart. Make it make sense. And then let's be real, because if any of y'all defend this, I mean, I don't know what y'all smoking. Agatha Harkness, let's make this clear, got her show out before Marvel Studios' Blade. Let's make this very much clear. If it was not for the character of Blade, Marvel Studios would probably not be a thing right now. We probably wouldn't have gotten a lot of the Marvel movies that we've gotten, like X-Men, Raimi Spider-Man, maybe Spider-Man. Spider-Man is a safer bet. You're easy gonna make over 500 million with Spider-Man. Too many people love Spider-Man. Hell, everyone loves Spider-Man internationally. Spider-Man is too well beloved. That's a safe character to make a movie about. Superman, Batman, these are safe characters to make films about and make easy money. But you're telling me Agatha Harkness gets content before Blade, the character who also helped Marvel not have to truly file bankruptcy. Let's make that clear. Blade 1 helped out a lot with that. But Agatha Harkness gets, like, this is the stuff I'm talking about. Feige, they told you bring us more. They didn't tell you to... No way Bob Iger asked for a fucking Riri Williams Ironheart. Ain't no way they mandated for some fucking Riri Williams Ironheart before War Machine gets his content. And I'm not saying Riri Williams cannot have something. She can too. But you already was building up somebody else, and then you sideline them and give them and treat them like shit. You can do both. You can do what makes sense first and then do that stuff after. If you introduce Iron Man and you introduce War Machine right next to him, if you were to go like, let's move on from Iron Man, and you're building up War Machine alongside with Iron Man, you jump to War Machine. You don't jump from Riri Williams to War Machine. If it was Riri Williams that started in the MCU alongside Tony Stark, then it makes sense you get Tony Stark something now and not War Machine first. You gotta do things in order. You establish stuff in. This is the order Marvel Studios established things in. They started with Rhodey. So why would you give us Riri Williams Ironheart first before him when it comes to getting him solo content? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. That doesn't make any sense. And then a lot of stuff that they was pushing out, they didn't even utilize well. The Marvel What If stuff, they wasn't using that to help build out the X-Men, the Fantastic Four and shit. Like, they wasn't even being smart with this stuff. The multiverse they're using, like, Bob Iger did not tell y'all what content to put out. They just wanted more. And realistically, yeah, put out more. We're at a point where we can put out more. It's up to you to choose wisely what you put out. And you have been putting out bullshit. I'm sorry, you have been. Like Moon Knight before Blade, bruh. Moon Knight. I'm not saying, but if anything, let's make this abundantly clear yet again. Blade saved Marvel. Let's make that clear. There's no Marvel Studios right now without Blade. I'm just saying. We had spent 12 years working on the Infinity Saga, saying that's never going to happen to us, Feige said. We've always had more characters that people were asking about than we could possibly make because we weren't going to make a movie a month. That's crazy. Suddenly there's a mandate to make more and we go, we do have more. But maybe that's what we fell into. No, you made more and just made trash. You made more and made trash. You made trash decisions. This idiot decided, let's kill Kang halfway into the universe that we're building up. And let's segue to Doctor Doom. This is poor planning. This isn't even good decisions they are making. They are making DCEU level decisions. Starting up stuff, then ending stuff. Mind you, when the DCEU did that, they was getting grilled for it. Marvel Studios does it, and people are turning a blind eye to this shit. Like, people are just being very lenient with them, which is weird. Keep the same energy, because what the fuck? They're making DCEU level decisions. Them killing Kang or them moving on from Kang halfway into the multiverse saga was stupid. And now they're skipping to Doctor Doom. Now Doctor Doom is way more iconic than Kang, but who did you start building up first? Kang. So you either finish the story with that, or you help make it better. And you do that by not letting Kang get beat up by no fucking ants.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. So as Marvel began to reevaluate its development process, the Blade movie, which was announced in 2019 and originally intended to hit theaters in November 2023, was one of the projects that stalled. We didn't want to simply just put a leather outfit on him and have him start killing vampires. It had to be unique, Feige explained. It fell into the time when we started pulling back and saying, only accept insanely great, and it wasn't insanely great at the time. These motherfuckers is dumb. Wesley Snipes' Blade is one of the most iconic live-action heroes to exist that started in the 90s to now. When his Blade showed up in Deadpool & Wolverine, people loved it. People were happy seeing him return because we missed Wesley Snipes' Blade that much. Y'all know Wesley Snipes' Blade movie is not even complicated. Those movies aren't deep. They don't make you think deeply like The Dark Knight would. Those are very simple movies. They have their moments, have the emotional moments that hit and stuff, but they're not no deep movies. Those movies are Blade films with a little bit of horror, a little bit of action, and some swag on it. And it's just Blade killing vampires. It is that fucking simple. Blade wants to kill vampires because he blames Deacon Frost for what happened to his mother, and he's also half vampire. He doesn't want to be half vampire, but he has to deal with it, and he also sees vampires as a threat, and he just wants to kill vampires. Blade in these movies barely even thought twice about, damn, why am I killing all these vampires? I mean, they gotta survive just like us too. I mean, you know. But no, he just keeps killing them every single movie. Vampires, I hate vampires. Fuck vampires. He just wants to kill them. Blade does not need to be complicated. He is not a complicated freaking character, Kevin Feige. This is why I say, I'm telling y'all, Feige is not the man people made him out to be, because it's like, bruh, you are overcomplicating something that's not complicated. Why do people like to complicate something that is not complicated? Blade is not complicated to do. Hell, the New Gods, like Jack Kirby's New Gods, is more of a complicated thing than Blade himself. Right? Superman is even more complex than Blade. And I'm not saying Blade not being complex or deep is a bad thing. Some characters are simple, some characters aren't. But what the... It is not that deep to make a Blade movie. David Goyer even just came in and was like, yeah, you guys need help? Because, yeah, you should get some help from David Goyer. I mean, he still wrote some of the best Blade movies anyways. Yeah, Blade Trinity was trash. But, I mean, Blade 1 and 2 was dope. Just saying. So, yeah, at the end of the day, I really don't believe this BS Feige is pushing, because it's like, bruh, you just don't care to do anything with Blade, and that's fine. You just don't care. You care to make sure Agatha Harkness gets her TV show before Blade gets a movie or whatever. Like, your priorities are it's obvious what your priorities are. I'm just saying. He continued, we didn't feel like, as we often do, you can have a good script and make it a great script through production. We didn't feel confident that we could do that on Blade, and we didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us. Blade was originally set to begin shooting in 2022, but director Bassem Tariq exited the project in September, roughly 2 months before cameras were supposed to roll. Jan Damage then signed on to direct and only to exit the film in June 2024. There's currently no director attached. Ali insists he's still game. Another problem too, why was so many directors just dropping from this project? It was writers dropping from this project and more people dropping from this project. And mind you, this is a Marvel Studios project. Anybody would probably kill to make a Marvel Studios movie so they can get that money, and put this on their resume. So why are they ducking and dodging Blade like that? Fishy. Because there's something else going on around all this shit.
All right, explain this to me like I'm a 2-year-old, okay? Because there's an element to this thing I just cannot get through my thick head.
This reason Feige's giving, this is not just it. There's more to this than just that. Call Marvel, Ali told Variety last month at the New York premiere of his new film Jurassic World Rebirth when asked when Blade production could start. He replied, "I'm ready. Let them know when I'm ready." As Ali confirmed, he's ready to go. So what's the delay? I mean, you're able to put out Agatha Harkness. You're able to give Ironheart a TV show. You gave Echo a TV show. So what's the delay with Blade? Like, you guys, no one can justify me to be these delays. Like, what is the delay? Echo got a TV show before Blade. Now, let's be real though. If you have an option between Echo or Blade, what are you watching? Who do you want first? I'm not saying you can't have both at some point. Who do you want first, Blade or Echo? We all want Blade. Nobody wants no fucking Echo. I already made the decision for y'all. Y'all was taking too long. Several screenwriters have also been announced throughout the years. Blah 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 blah. We're not gonna read the rest of this stuff. We got enough of what we need. Feige is trying to make nonsense excuses for his lack of leadership in phase 4, 5, and 6. That's all he's doing. And it's fine. He got to make excuses for it. But it's like, bro, just keep it a buck. You've been delaying Blade for too long. You don't care about Blade. Just how you don't care about a bunch of your black characters. Hell, look at Ironheart. They didn't wait until after the show came out to have RDJ come out and start promoting the show. So why wasn't RDJ promoting Ironheart before it released? Why after, when she's getting all this backlash from racists and all this other shit, you wait to now get Kevin or RDJ to help give this show some approval? And I don't even know if he liked the show or not. Who knows? All I'm saying is this. They move very weird with some of these black characters, and I'm kind of tired of the black people falling for this shit. Like, y'all are being way too emotional and foolish about this shit. They literally play in y'all faces, and y'all eat this shit up. They killed T'Challa. Y'all eat it up. Monica Rambeau only shows up in the Marvels, and now she's disappeared. She's gone. We probably won't see her again until Doomsday or Secret Wars. They're not building her up. Oh. Captain America Brave New World. Oh, no. This is talking about Sam Wilson in general. They have not given Sam Wilson the best character development. Shouts out Marvel Studios. You guys are lucky that your cameos and all that stuff is going to save y'all in Doomsday and Secret Wars, because the narrative and story surrounding MC right now is so awful. It is awful. This is the worst connectivity I've seen in the MCU. I guarantee in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, they're not even going to talk about what happened in Thunderbolts with the whole Sentry thing and the Void shit. Like, watch them not even talk about it. And it happened in New York. I guarantee y'all they're not talking about that shit. But look, you guys, I'm about to go ahead and end this video. Thank y'all for watching. Cause that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Don't do drugs, like I always say. Deuces.
What did you do? What'd you do?